Welcome to Whitefeather Fly Tying. Here at Whitefeather, we're working our way through Ray Bergman's classic wet flies from his legendary book, Trout. This is not a step-by-step tying channel. There are many excellent tiers who already do that very well. Instead, our focus is on the history of these classic flies, their original materials and recipes, how they were traditionally fished, and preserving the heritage behind them. So today, we're going to bring another classic Bergman wet fly back to life. And as always, Psalm 91-4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Welcome back to Whitefeather Fly Tying. Today we're continuing our journey through the classic wet flies found in Ray Bergman's Trout with one of the most recognizable and beautiful patterns of the old wet fly tradition, the Parmachene Belle, number 318. As always, this is not intended to be a step-by-step tying lesson. There are many excellent tiers who do that very well. Here at Whitefeather, my goal is to tie these historic patterns, share some of their story, and help preserve the tradition behind them. So let's put the Parmachene Belle in the vise. The Parmachene Belle has a history that reaches back into the great tradition of American trout and landlocked salmon fishing. The pattern is generally credited to Henry P. Wells in the late 1800s and takes its name from the Parmachene Lake region of Maine. Over time, it became one of the best-known American wet flies and eventually earned a place among the classic patterns preserved by Ray Bergman. More than a century later, the Parmachene Belle remains instantly recognizable. And when you look at its colors, it's easy to understand why. For this version, I'm following the recipe listed in Ray Bergman's Trout for the Parmachene Belle, number 318. Tag: black ostrich. Tail: white and scarlet. Body: yellow. Rib: silver tinsel. Hackle: white and scarlet. Wing: white with a scarlet stripe. It's a relatively simple list of materials, but once those colors come together, the fly becomes anything but simple visually. The bright yellow body, silver rib, and contrasting white and scarlet give this pattern its unmistakable character. One of the things that makes the Parmachene Belle so distinctive is its use of white, scarlet, yellow, and silver. This is not a subtle fly. The contrasting colors give it tremendous visibility in the water, while the hackle provides movement as the fly swings through the current. It's a wonderful example of the old attractor style of wet fly, a pattern designed not necessarily to imitate one exact insect, but to create enough color, shape, and movement to get the attention of a feeding or aggressive fish. And visually, there are very few classic wet flies that have quite the same presence. Preserving the classics. This is one of the reasons I enjoy this Whitefeather project so much. Patterns like the Parmachene Belle connect us with a completely different period of fly fishing. Different materials, different techniques, different ideas about what a trout fly should look like. Yet here we are, generations later, still putting these patterns in the vise, and in many cases, still catching fish with them. There is something special about that. Every time one of these flies is tied again, a small piece of fly fishing history stays alive. How I would fish it today. The Parmachene Belle may be an old fly, but I would have absolutely no hesitation fishing it today. I particularly like it in broken water, riffles, pocket water, and the heads or tails of pools, where those bright colors and moving hackle can really come alive. Traditionally, I would fish it across and downstream on the swing. Let the current work the fly. As it reaches the end of the swing and begins to rise, be ready. That change in direction and movement can often be exactly what triggers a trout. I also think the Parmachene Belle would make an excellent searching pattern when there isn't an obvious hatch taking place. Sometimes an attractor simply gives the fish something different to react to. For me, this is where the personality of the Parmachene Belle really begins to appear. That white wing with the scarlet stripe is the signature of the pattern. As the wing goes on, those bands of color give the fly its classic profile and make it immediately recognizable. Classic wet fly wings can be one of the more challenging parts of these old patterns to reproduce. They require patience, and I think that's part of what makes tying Bergman-style wet flies so enjoyable. You're not simply trying to finish a fly. You're trying to recreate a pattern and a style of tying that generations of fly tyers practiced before us. And there she is, the Parmachene Belle, number 318. Bright, elegant, unmistakable, and one of the great classic American wet flies. From the black ostrich tag and yellow body, to the silver tinsel rib, white and scarlet hackle, and that signature white wing with a scarlet stripe, it's easy to see why this pattern has survived for so many years. And it's another beautiful fly, preserved in the pages of Ray Bergman's Trout. If you enjoy the history and tradition behind these classic flies, please subscribe to Whitefeather Fly Tying here on YouTube and follow the Whitefeather Fly Tying Facebook page as we continue our journey through the wet flies of Ray Bergman. Thank you for spending a little time at the vise with me. God bless. And as always, Psalm 91:4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Until next time, tight lines from Whitefeather Fly Tying.